channel. Well, now it's time for MLB The Show 24. You guys asked, and I picked the Detroit Tigers. I'm going to take a look at pitching. We have some promising pitchers. I'm sorry if I completely butchered his names, but Tarek. He's going to be a free agent in 2-3 years. Can we lock him down? He had a career year last year in terms of ERA, but could he do better? We don't know. Manning, kind of more of a younger, I would say, in terms of young guys. Flores, I think we're going to keep him down AAA, AA, Jackson Jones, same thing. So we have some pitching prospects to work with. In terms of the bullpen, I mean, it's not great, not terrible. Chase Foley, great mustache, but seems to be one of our younger guys. But other than that, nothing too exciting in terms of the bullpen, in terms of bullpen prospects. But I would say it's kind of impact to not very good. Alex Lang is a pretty solid closer. He's still young. The velocities there breaking. We still have him for arbitration until like he's almost in his mid-30s, so I wouldn't say that's too terrible. But I mean, it's kind of cool that we have somewhat of a closer, or he could be a potential second guy. Certain catchers, Jake Rogers and Carson Kelly, are good. I don't think they're great. And then obviously Dillinger is 25. Do you really want him? We could trade him. I don't see him as the future at catcher because like he's already 25. Again, compared to other sports, some guys aren't ready like baseball. But to me, this is just not screaming off. He's just overall, besides duration, like durability, excuse me, nothing's really screaming off the page with him. One of probably the guys that will probably be here for the duration of this franchise more than likely is Spencer Torkelson. Again, sorry if I butchered the names, but he's got really good power, especially against the left-handers. Fielding isn't the best, which, I mean, he's a first baseman. But, he kind of struggled, but you could see year 2 he did great. Now I want to see the second year kind of jump off. He's only 24, so, and other than that, he's also very durable, like third base and then the outfield as well. But other than that, we don't really have any other promising. I mean, Chris Myers, but like he's a deep potential. Colt Keith, probably one of our top, I would say, prospects. I would probably say in the entire organization, we'll probably see that in just a few minutes, but he could potentially be our starting second baseman. Probably won't be. We could sign one in free agency, and then we also have Perez as well, who's a rookie. But I mean, we have Luke Gold and then John Peck as well, but nothing very, very young in terms of second base. Third base, Gio Urshela, my guy. I'm a Yankee fan. I love Gio. Just a solid guy. Really waiting until Andre Lupus does something, but again, like he's 25 and deep potential, so I don't expect him to do anything. But Jace Jung, maybe he could be the future as well. We also have Andy Abaya, so we're really waiting for Jace Jung, or potentially a guy that we draft as well. And at shortstop, just to make it a little bit harder on myself, I am going to be keeping Javi Baez through the duration of his contract. He doesn't have no trade clause, so I thought he did, but I figured he didn't. But hey, it's like if you sign a bad contract, we're going to keep it. I'm not just going to immediately dump that money. It makes it harder to sign free agents because we have that quote-unquote bigger contract. We have, maybe we can revive his career. Probably not. But, we'll see. But yes, we are keeping Javi Baez. Leonard, I mean, he's 23, deep potential, maybe. Ryan, he could potentially be the guy, or Kevin McCougalgan, because he's only 19, but probably not. Left field, nothing great. I mean, Akil Badu, he's not going to light up the world. I think we kind of know what he is. He's just a very quick contact, just speed, which is great in fielding. Not going to be terrible, but... And then Justin Henry Malloy, nothing too spectacular as well. And then Riley Green, probably going to be the super. I hope he is, but I'm assuming he's going to be kind of one of our key focal point guys. 23 years old. He just played his first full year in the majors. Not bad at all. Hopefully he can make kind of the sophomore leap I'm expecting. Max Clark, who was their first round pick last year. He's probably going to be in AA or AAA. I am not going to call him up for at least, hopefully by 2028 he's there. I want him to kind of wait until he's like maybe 23, 24, earliest 21, but I don't see him. But again, it all depends, but that's just Kevin's plan. And then we have Parker Meadows, 24. Didn't do anything great, but he could potentially be a guy as well. Then Kenny Carpenter, who is asking for kind of contract extension. Solid guy, nothing too great out of Florida. And then we have, nothing spectacular in terms of prospects as well. So this is a new feature, prospect promotion incentive, which is basically we could get rewarded for calling these guys up. Jackson Jobe, Max Clark, Chase Jung, Colton Keith. Those are our guys in terms of that. And then obviously Jackson Holiday. Then you have, I don't know why Volpe's up there, but yeah. So that's just around the league. Top prospects, we can look at the top 100. Jackson Holiday is up there. We have Colt Keith at number 7. We're looking at some other guys. Our next guy is Max Clark at 21. Jason Dominguez is 46. And yes, I do have the injuries on as well. So it says he has elbow surgery. So there's that. And I'm just trying to show you guys Jackson Jobe is 72. But in terms of our organization, which is really, really cool, and you could look at other guys as well, which I think is very cool. Say, for example, if I want to trade for Beck Way, it shows what value he is to the Royals, but we're going to show ours. Keith, obviously Colt Keith, Max Clark, Jackson Jobe, Chase Jung, Logan Flores, Ty Matting. So it just only goes up to our top 20. So in terms of free agents, obviously I'm not going to touch Blake Snell. He just got signed by the Giants. I wish I could add him. I probably should have before, but hey, it is what it is. Same thing with Jordan Montgomery, Duvall. Again, it is what it is. So in terms of our starting lineup, nothing too crazy. We're not going to have Javi Baez with right-handed pitchers. Really, Adu and Mark are going to be flip-flopping. Javi Baez is going to jump in along with India Baez as well. Matt Verling is going to also be the DH. We don't have a lot to work with, but still nothing too crazy in terms of that. And then in terms of prospects, Colt Keith, we're just going to kind of throw him to the wolves, see what happens. Chase Jung, I think we're going to move him up to AAA, and then Max Anderson to AA. And then really, other than that, Max Clark is going to be in AA, which in a couple of episodes we'll kind of take a look at some of these other prospects. And then in terms of pitching, nothing too crazy actually. So yeah, as we are gonna hop here on opening day, 7-5 ball game here, as that is going to be a strike one. I don't know if I will show a lot of games this season. We are not going to be good, but I also understand that part of the franchise is you want to see it. There we go. I fixed it. I just like the old-fashioned button as it's going to be followed off. We are on the road against a division rival in the Chicago White Sox, a team that I was considering when doing this franchise, as Will Vest is going to walk the bases loaded. You'll love to see it. That's going to be strike one. And the next pitch is going to be a changeup. And the pitch is going to be way outside. Might as well show you some at-bats. Spencer, oh boy, give me a minute. It's been a while since I've played the show. I gotta get my rhythm back. There we go, but that is foul. I have to play a little offline to get back in the groove of it. But it is a 7-7 ball game. Oh, right back to the pitcher. It's gonna be one away. Mark Kanaha. Again, probably butchering it. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles. With 2 runs, actually. Oh man, here we go. Oh boy. There we go, baby. Oh, right to the outfield. I'll take it though, in a sense. We do not have a lot of hitters. Actually, we don't have a lot of anything, but that's why we're doing this rebuild. As it is going to be, it's going to be no 2 count. As a Baez, oh, I'm terrible. I got to get my groove back, but it's still a 7-7 ball game. Do lose on a walk-off by Johan Moncada, who had 2 home runs as well. We're gonna take, well, I didn't mean to look at that, but we'll take at some of the stats. Riley Green got an RBI. Spencer looked like he had a 2-run shot. Baez had an RBI, and Matt Verling had a solo shot himself. Jake Rogers had an ERA, but Tarek didn't have a great outing. 5 runs, 5 earned runs, and Will Vest didn't do so great either. Why not? We're going to hop in and see one of our top prospects, Mr. Jace Jung, in the first episode. I figure why not show some love to the young guys, because that's really where we're going to probably focus this year, as it was a great ball, but hit to the right field. He is third base. Maybe we can move him to shortstop, maybe second, but either way, I do see a potential future with him. We're just going to go throw to first. We could have, it was just simple. As we are down 3-0, I think next episode or an episode or 2, I think Max Clark is going to get his own episode. I think he deserves it, as it's another fly out this time to the left fielder. Why not? I'll show a little bit of defense as well, as Mr. Jace Jung. It was the bases loaded, but I figured it was just safe to do that. Not terrible. We do have runners in scoring position. Maybe we can get something done. Yeah, I feel like I just got to be a little bit more patient, but he's getting good looks and hits on the ball. It's just not going to get down. There we go. We get a base hit. It's going to be an RBI single. That's what we want to see from Jung. Young guy. Get his confidence up. Even though we're losing, I just want these guys to blow up. Because now it's a 6-4 ball game here in the home opener for AA. That's going to be a fly ball, but it's not. Oh, it is going to get down. Back-to-back singles and a 2 RBI game for Jace Jung to start off his season. Love to see it. Now it's 6-6. Can we do something? Probably should have not swung at that, but, you know. Again, first episode. Literally, I'm recording while I'm playing the show for the first time. So I gotta get used to it. That is going to be a grounder to shortstop. Not gonna beat it out, as we're gonna go to the 11th inning. We Enter here in a critical situation, 3-4 here, top of the 7th inning. Jake Rogers trying to become clutch here against the New York Mets, which, FYI, if you want, Franchise Gaming FG is doing a build or a franchise mode of the New York Mets. I can drop his channel in the description below. I'm excited to see what he can do with the New York Mets. Jake Rogers just fouls it off. We are 2-1 on the young season, but I also understand that the White Sox may be worse than us, as we're going to take a ball. It's going to be 3-1. Brian Reynolds hit his 100th career home run as well. As you see down there, good for him. Probably should have not swung at that, but hey, it is what it is. Max Fried, he had himself a game against the Phillies. Jake Rogers already has 1 RBI so far this season. Nothing. Actually, he's doing very well. Besides the 1 RBI, but for the young season, 333. All that is good, and that's going to be even better because he's about to score a run for the Tigers, an RBI single to tie this ball game up. As that was very clutch by Mr. Rogers. Won't you be my neighbor? Andy Abaez, he is going to fly out, but hey, we tied the ball game. It is bottom of the 7th here against the Mets, trying to keep the Mets off. Starling Marte is up. It's going to be a ground ball, Keith, to Abaez to get the double play. Huge play by the Tigers. I want to see what we can do with Riley Green. Hitting .412, 6 RBIs, no home runs yet. I'm thinking that this kid might be a cornerstone piece to this franchise / series. I want to see what he can do. That's a solid fly ball that's not going to get out. As we're through the 8th, it's still 4-4. As now we hop back in, and it's going to be runners on the corners. No, well, 2 outs, and we get out of the jam. Kerry Carpenter is struggling, only hit 200. Again, it's literally 2-3 games into the season. I'm not super worried about it, but slugging percentage and on-base percentage isn't terrible. Again, I'm not a baseball analytic guy, but I'm not worried about it. Colt Keith, on the other hand, is struggling. 143. Not dude, the young guy struggling, but we're that terrible where we're gonna have to throw some guys on the fire. Maybe we call up a third baseman, but again, it's so early in the year. I don't want to ruin his confidence. Maybe by June, if he's still struggling, then we send him down. But I want to give him a month or 2. Let him work it out. Again, it doesn't help that I'm impatient. And then we are going to be 0-2 count. As, I don't know, I didn't mean to swing, but you know what, it is what it is. And I sim it just to see, and it was an automatic home run, but hey, we lose 5-4. So we are off to a 3-3 start. We took 1 out of 3 games against the Mets. We took 2 out of 3 against Chicago, and I think next episode we are going to have our first home opener against the Oakland Athletics. Let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts about this series? What you're excited about? Maybe who we could trade. Maybe if you guys want Javi Baez gone, I'm willing to do that. But I hope you guys are going to enjoy this series as much as I am. And until next time, you guys have a good one. Peace.